Hello and welcome to Bliponomics. Phil is in line at the DMV. I'm Jerry Anthony, and tonight we are talking all things Celestial Island, all things Adamantium, and all things the unfortunately named Ozaki-Ross Accords. I'm going to tell you why I hate these accords and why I think the United States should walk away right now. But first, we want to hear from you. Subscribe wherever you're watching to Bliponomics. And if you want to be a part of the show, send us an email, bliponomics@gmail.com. Now, before we get started, our loyal producer, Dimitri, reminded me I have an apology to make. In a previous video, I may have made an assertion about Scott Lang. Here it is. Why is Scott Lang in Rogers the Musical? Or why he doesn't take responsibility for that thing he left in the middle of the Indian Ocean. Allegedly. But I mean, come on. It's no great mystery. We've seen Scott Lang get giant. We've seen him grow large buildings. Is it really a stretch to take a bunch of those PIM particles and make a small island? An island that happens to look like a hand coming out of the water with one of the thumbs looking like a wiener? Come on, this is Scott Lang written all over it. So I may have been wrong. It's not the first time, but I will own it. Scott Lang, I am sorry. I know now you're not responsible for the sudden appearance of Celestial Island. Is that good, Dimitri? Have we satisfied our legal and moral obligations? Good. But just to be clear, I stand by calling that one area Wiener Thumb Island. All right, moving on, without apology. Celestial Island, what is it? Where did it come from? And why did the U.S. almost go to war over it? Well, Celestial Island is a mountainous region in the Indian Ocean that just appeared one day, causing everyone, rightfully, to freak out. There is still debate on where it came from, whether it's alien in origin, whether the island just dropped from the sky, or it just simply farted out of the Earth's crust. Depends on who you ask. Most of them won't say they farted out of the Earth's crust, but it certainly was the source of or solution to the worldwide earthquakes that were felt for months before the island's emergence. But have you seen Celestial Island? It is absolutely beautiful, massive, gorgeous. It has like this unfinished marble-like quality to it, and it's got this enormous hand-like structure coming out of the water. It's beautiful. And I hear the views are absolutely stunning atop Wiener Thumb Mountain. Our former President Ross called it a celestial mass. What is a celestial mass? Let's see. Google says it means heavenly. Okay, so it's a heavenly mass, just appeared out of the Indian Ocean. A beautiful, natural wonder, perhaps a blessing from the cosmos. A blessing from the cosmos to be studied and preserved and enjoyed by all of humanity, right? So why is the U.S. involved again? Well, to be fair, when this celestial mass turned up out of nowhere, everyone was naturally on edge. The U.S. sent battleships over there, and they were in defensive positions for weeks when this thing emerged. Thing is wide as a city and tall as a mountain, and if it moves, let's just blast it. So when it didn't move, we got a closer look. And it turns out a new natural resource was discovered. Adamantium, an undiscovered element. The world's most versatile metal is what they're calling it. Vibranium doesn't have anything to say about that. We'll talk about that in a minute. So now we get to the part of the story where the infamous Celestial Island World Summit in the East Room of the White House. Remember that was the one where Ross almost got whacked by Isaiah Bradley? Yeah. The Celestial Island World Summit, where 6 nations got together to assure adamantium is fairly and equitably distributed all around the world. What an absolute steaming crock of shit all that was. anyone paying attention could see it for what it was. This was a big FU to Wakanda. The old guard, the US, the UK, Japan, they are all terrified of Wakanda and jealous over their monopoly of vibranium. Oh no? If it's not intentional disrespect to Wakanda, why was Wakanda not invited to the summit? Wakanda is right there. Wakanda's on the west coast of Africa. Guess what's on the west coast of Africa? It's the Indian Ocean. And conversely, why was France invited to the summit? After the BS they pulled at the UN, remember the scandal when France got caught sending mercenaries to a Wakandan outreach center? Why do you invite France and not Wakanda to the Celestial Island Summit that is literally right on their doorstep? And if you say the Ozaki-Ross Accords aren't a big FU to Wakanda, will we be trading this glorious new element fairly and equitably with the Wakandans? Or are we going to be childish and say, we're not giving you any of our magical indestructible metal because you're not giving us any of your magical indestructible metal? My point is this. Why on God's green earth are we there, the US? We have no business on the literal other side of the world. And it is. You've heard the old expression, dig a hole to China. Well, actually, if you dug a hole from anywhere in the US, you would end up in the middle of the Indian Ocean. You cannot get farther away than that. So what is it? It's more than greed, Dimitri. It's a great excuse to have a military presence outside of Wakanda. Yet another big FU to Wakanda. Look, I'm saying this as an American. We are the bad guys here. We treat Wakanda like a hostile nation when they have proven time and time again they are anything but. The power structure of the earth is changing, this is true, but the old guard hasn't gotten the memo yet. The United States must accept we are not the baddest army on the planet anymore. The armies of Wakanda battled the army of Thanos twice. And where was the United States? The Battle of Earth was fought on U.S. soil in upstate New York, and not a single U.S. soldier or tank or jet was deployed. Yet somehow Wakanda found a way to show up and kick ass. That, I believe, was a personal embarrassment for the U.S. military. We should be kissing Wakanda's ass and thanking them. Instead, we're getting into a Cold War with them. For what? Adamantium, an element that's supposedly being distributed fairly and equitably anyway? So Dimitri's saying, Jerry, what's your plan, smart guy? Well, in a perfect world, if I was the king of America, I would immediately pull out of the Ozaki-Ross Accords. I wouldn't name the Ozaki-Ross Accords after our felon ex-president either. We have no business being there. The United States need to get its own house in order. We just had our president turn into a Red Hulk and trash Washington. The guy before him, Ritson, declared war on all aliens, including New Asgard. And remember, just a few years ago, the entire intelligence apparatus of the United States fell. We were, and probably still are, infected with Hydra. We need to get our own house in order before we enter into the affairs of the Indian Ocean. So, in a perfect world, the Ozaki-Ross Accords, why are we still naming them after Ross is beyond me, but in a perfect world, the Ozaki-Ross Accords would ensure all nations preserve Celestial Island. In a perfect world, we would invite scientists from all over the world, scientists from the US, Russia, China, Japan, New Asgard. New Asgard! Wouldn't they best have celestial knowledge? Anyway, we preserve this thing for 1,000 years when we have a better idea what the hell this thing actually is. But instead, what we're going to do to this island is what we always do. We're going to divide it up. We're going to build fences. We're going to build walls, build bases, blow it up, frack it, pollute it, put up Starbucks and billboards. until there is nothing left. That is my story. Let's hear yours. We are going to take your emails next. Welcome back to Bliponomics. We are going to check out your emails, and if the rest are any like the first, we're in for a good email session. Sam writes, Jerry, I've listened to your latest bullshit on the Ozaki-Ross Accords, and it truly shocks me how out of touch and naive you are. Let me be clear. Wakanda does have a secret agenda, and everyone knows it. America being in control of this newly discovered adamantium is essential for our national security. And it really pisses me off when you call us the bad guys. We have never been the bad guys. We're always and still the ones standing guard against threats from abroad and above. America will never roll over and hand over control. What a fool. You call Celestial Island Wiener Thumb Island? I do. I like it. Well, I hope to plant the stars and stripes right on the tip. Well done. Whew, I like that one. Protect America first and stop pandering to the left-wing Eurotrash nonsense. Oh, we've never been the bad guys, really. The Native Americans and about every other country in the world would disagree. But you said Wakanda does have a secret agenda and everyone knows it. I don't know. What is it? What is their secret agenda? Besides fighting Thanos' army twice for your ungrateful ass. But thank you for your email, Sam. Next email comes from Father Dinkle. Subject, a lament for a divine miracle. Dear Jerry, I listened intensely to your commentary on Celestial Island and was profoundly moved by the image of that colossal hand of God emerging from the ocean. To me, this isn't merely a geological oddity. It is a sacred sign, a heavenly gift granted to all of humanity. When nature itself seems to reach out with such majestic grace, it is a reminder that God is still at work, guiding our world with divine benevolence. It saddens me to hear... It saddens me to hear you use the crass moniker Wiener Thumb Islands, Jerry. You are better than that. What would Phil say if he heard you say such uncouth language? That phrase strips away the relevance this phenomenon deserves. Celestial Island, with its ethereal beauty and mysterious origins, calls us to pause and reflect on God's miracles woven in the fabric of our daily life. In these challenging times, let this celestial wonder inspire us to seek hope and unity under the grace of the one true God. Father Dinkle. Thank you, Father. That was beautifully written, and my apologies for my uncouth language. It was not my intention to insult the clergy. This time. Next email we have from Kylie. Subject, absolute outrage. Oh boy. Hello, Bliponomics team. I am absolutely livid. Not only is it disgraceful to refer to a natural wonder as Wiener Thumb Island, and by extension, Wiener Thumb Mountain, but my poor daughter has been listening to your show and now thinks that is a name worthy of adventure. She actually said the words, "I can't wait to climb to the top of that wiener" when I'm older. She did not say that. Oh, boy. It's disrespectful and utterly unacceptable, especially when impressionable young minds are involved. I demand an immediate apology and a commitment to using proper, respectful language on your show. Come on, I already opened up the show with an apology, Dimitri. Am I going to have to issue another apology for Wiener Thumb Island next week? We'll see. We'll see. This show is not for children, FYI. Next comes from Zach. Subject, breaking the mind control matrix. Hey, Jerry, I've been tuning into your latest rant on Celestial Island and the Ozaki-Ross Accords, and it's clear that something is very, very wrong. Wakanda is just the start of the conspiracy. Not only is the government playing puppet master with our lives, but I'm convinced we're being manipulated every single day by Stearns and his cronies. I've just figured out how to break free from their mind control using 10 simple steps. Download my 12-hour course in 12 easy payments. Very good, Zach. I am a bit tired, but you almost got that one by me. Very well done. Next non-commercial email is from Rita. Dear Jerry, I'm just an old soul who has always believed in kindness and fairness, but it breaks my heart to hear how our government is treating the wonders of our world. The way you describe the division and exploitation of Celestial Island and its resources is a painful reminder of how deeply our leaders have strayed from caring for the common good. I have never trusted the government. They only seem to care about power and profit, all at the expense of our natural treasures and our people. Please keep speaking truth, and know there are still many of us who yearn for a kinder, more honest world. Rita. Thank you, Rita. I really appreciate your email, and I agree with you. Our last email comes from Bill. Jerry, I'm a proud patriot, and while I appreciate your passion, I must say this. If you're so enamored with the prowess of Wakanda and their ability to handle things far better than us, maybe it's time you pack your bags and move there. Man, that would be awesome. Our nation's pride at stake in your left-leaning spin is hurting our sense of identity. I expect you to stand up for American values and national security instead of bashing our own military spirit. Adamantium isn't just another element. It's essential for our defense, and any talk that undermines that is a slap in the face to every true American. Bill. Thank you for the email, Bill. Sure, adamantium is important for the United States national security, but who needs national security when we have the armies of Wakanda watching our back? Remember, Bill, the Battle of Earth was fought on U.S. soil, and not a single U.S. military. Never mind. Thank you for all your emails. Thank you for watching. Thank you for making it this far. My name is Jerry Anthony. Phil will be back next time. Have a great night.